Statistically speaking, people who come from the world into the church always end up becoming better partners than people who have grown up in the church all their lives. And I have a lot of research to back this up. Okay, cut it. So that's not true. I just said it. I just took it from thin air and just blurted it out. And there's something about you that looked at that statement and the way it was phrased and the way it was framed, you believed it, right? And that is what social media is, right? You get all these things that bombard you daily, and all these quotes and comments, and podcasts are on an all-time rise, and there's so much information. You know what? We are at a time of information overload, right? And you scroll and you listen to this, you look at this thing, and these people are wicked, and this country is bad, and these people are evil, and these people are evil, and this race, and all these conversations. And by the time you put down your phone or put down your device, trust me, you have been influenced, whether you like it or not. As long as your eye gates are open, as long as your ear gates are open, it's having an emotional effect on you. Like I just said, that statement, you started probably thinking about who you are. And this is how easy sometimes it is for worldly people on social media or anywhere to even affect our reality as children of God. So what are we supposed to do? We, as believers, as Christians, are supposed to have so much word inside of us that when we hear a lie, it will be so easy to detect, and it will just fall off. Like that, my statement, like I just made, And the worst part about this whole thing is sometimes these statements can even come from believers, right, who have not thoroughly submitted their lives to God and His transformation process and His sanctification. So they make these statements, and if you don't have enough God inside of you, you see, God is vast. God is vast. He's a mighty ocean, and you get as much of Him as you want. If you come with a cup, you get a cup full. You come with a bucket, you get a bucket full. You come with a truck, you get a truck full. You get as much of Him as you want. And I'm saying it's not the time right now to not have some God inside of you. A lot of God inside of you. Because there's so much foolishness. I'm telling you. Like, you will get twisted up. You will get absolutely crushed in your mind if you don't have and hold on to the truth of God. There's so many movements. There's gender wars. There's social wars. There's clashes left, right, center. There's the isms and the schisms. And it has seeped into the church. What are you going to do as a believer? Right? Because remember the start of this video. You started hearing something and you're like, uh-oh, maybe this, guard your mind above all things, for out of it flows the issues of life. Garbage in, garbage out. Perhaps the reason we have a whole generation who are struggling in their minds and in their emotions and in all of these things, perhaps. Now, this I haven't done a research about. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the rise of information and time spent on screens and social media and all of these things. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Right? So, again, as believers, this is the urge. Fill yourself up with God, not junk, with God, because the junk out there will do you over. The junk out there will flow out of you. Put a lot of God in, right? Put a lot of God, deposit it, fall in love with it, so that you will be able to detect lie. You will be a lie detector. That's what we are called to be as believers, lie detectors. However, lies is what take us down the most. The very first lie in the world took us down. Did God really say what He said? And Eve could not detect the lie. Did God really say that? Did He say if you would eat the fruit, you would die? And you see this kind of comments all the time. Who said going to the club is bad? Who said, doing a little bit of that and wearing a little bit of this and that is bad? And then you look at it, and just because you don't have convictions and you don't have a backing in the word, that stuff takes you over. And all of a sudden, you are in places and in positions you never thought you would be in because of an information. Don't underestimate it. This is a charge. This is an urge. Take your walk with God seriously. Fill yourself up with God in praying, in fasting, in hymns. Ultimately, be part of a fellowship that believes the truth. You must, for your own protection and safety.